And I think we're live. So there we go. Hey everyone. Wait, I don't have any. Okay, can you hear me now? I think we've got it. Good morning. I don't know that anybody's going to be on at the last minute. I said I would go live. I was live last night on Facebook to share this fantastic new Alex Syberia Designs Christmas in July release. And I am so excited about it that I just want to share it with everyone. So I am guest designing this month for Alex Syberia. And what's very, very special to us is good morning, Stacy. We have one friend. Yay, Stacy, thank you. Um, what's very, very special, if you are new to me or to what we have going on, Alex Syberia is so fantastic. I went to her because I organize my own craft retreat, the Nashville Craft Retreat, every year. And I wanted to do one day of Christmas crafting because it's my favorite crafting time of the year. So I went to her and I said, I can't find a poinsettia with layered stencils from any company anywhere that I really love. Would you want to design something for us? And she said yes. So I was so excited. And she created this absolutely gorgeous poinsettia, and it's really big. It's like 5.5 inches wide and 5.5 inches tall, and just absolutely the most gorgeous poinsettia with coordinating layered stencils that I've ever seen. And so that's how it all started. She created this. Good morning, Diana. How are you? Thanks for joining us. And so if you don't know that story, it's very special to us. And we thank her from the bottoms of our hearts. And she and Natalia are just fantastic, kind-hearted people. And we appreciate them so very, very much. So this is extra special to me. But then, of course, they sent me some other things to guest design. And I know, Diana, it is like 2 days in a row. Can you even believe it? It's a record for me. So, I don't want to redo everything we did last night, but I thought I would show some things and quickly, because there are going to be a lot of you guys. I know Diana and Stacy saw all of this last night. But there are going to be a lot of people on here, and I'm going to drink my coffee too because it's 9 a.m. in Tennessee, and you can tell I did minimal makeup, threw myself together a little bit just so I could come on and craft with you. So I appreciate everybody that's here or is going to watch it, but bear with me while I drink coffee. I got a fresh cup of coffee before we started, and that'll help perk me up just a little bit. So there are so many fun things in this release, and I wanted to, Stacy, you're very kind, but that's why I'm not putting the camera on my face right now. If you were here last night, we'll kind of talk about everything in a minute, but I wanted to get this done while I have it in my hand. We created in the live Facebook last night this this is the layered poinsettia, and we created this last night with Catherine Pooler inks. So I did find my coordinating die set, and I wanted to go ahead and hurriedly get this cut out before I lose it again. So sometimes it's a matter of just kind of jigsawing it and figuring out exactly where it goes. And let's get it taped down so it doesn't move on us, and get this run through the die machine. And then you can see how pretty it is when it's die cut. In the meantime, while we're waiting for that to go through, you can look at some of the things that I created with this collection, and we'll talk about it as we go. There we go. Look how pretty this is. So I love to use some non-traditional colors in the during the holidays. I love the traditional colors too, but I think using non-traditional colors are so fun also. Look how gorgeous this is. And I'm going to put my die away before I lose it. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my goodness. And it's huge. So pretty. I love this. Now, what we did at the craft retreat, this is actually the card that I designed and we created at the craft retreat. And what I love most is that this poinsettia is so big that you can cut it and get like double duty out of it. So for this slimline card, we literally just cut it right down the middle and then cut it again and pieced and parted it to put on a slimline card. And it looks like you had to create more than one poinsettia, and we didn't. We did it all with one. So I love that. I love all the dimension on this card. I love the colors. We used more pinks and kind of greens that lent themselves to more teals and turquoises. And then we added the navy blue. And I just think, and lots of splatters. I'm kind of into splatters right now. And I just think that one came out so very pretty. So here it is in another kind of color combo. And you can, like I said, cut it right down the middle. And then you could get one slimline card out of it, or cut it down the middle and layer it up and create, you know, a regular A2 size card. But it looks like, once again, you had to cut and create more than what you did. And we might even do that if we have time. We'll see. But I wanted to move on from the poinsettia because it has been the star of the show, and I wanted to feature some of the other amazing things in this release. I do have the glimmer machine on, and it's heating up in case. I know a lot of people were very excited. Let me move all this stuff so I don't lose it. Here's another card that we created. I'm going to quickly run through this. If you weren't on the live Facebook last night, you'll see this today. Another card. This is the second card I created with this collection for the Nashville Craft Retreat. We heat embossed it, and we did some ink smushing and things like that. The Wow embossing powder was, I think, metallic brass. These little flat backed matte beads were part of the kit that everybody received. And so, like, I love this. I love purples at Christmas time also. Here's a third card that I created in trying to figure out what I wanted to do. A little bit more of a Tim Holtz distressed kind of mixed media feel. Love this one. In more traditional colors, but yet that grunginess. And then this is called Angel's Bells. And I think, and look, it's got a coordinating hot foil plate. Can you see the shimmer and shine? This is the striped background cover plate that's hot foil also. And then I heat embossed the sentiment. But once again, in non-traditional colors, pinks, kind of periwinkle blues or blues with a hint of purple, and then the teals and all of those. But I love the shimmer and shine. I think the Angel's Bells is really pretty. I had to look up what this flower is, and it's really pretty. I'd never heard of it before. So I like that one. And it's got coordinating layered stencils. So we may even color that one up. Okay, so this card, I have a YouTube video premiering tomorrow with the Alex Syberia YouTube Hop, and I'll show you how to create this card tomorrow. I love the bells. There's greenery with the bells, and then there's another set of winter foliage that coordinates. And then how adorable are these bows? You get 2 different size bows in the little bow set. It's a die set. And what I love also about these little die sets is they aren't overly expensive. And I will use this bow for a lot of different things. And then there's the large Merry Christmas hot foil plate. And there are coordinating dies that go with it. And I cut that out so we can make those. And then I absolutely am obsessed with this sparkly flake background cover. Isn't that pretty? Love that. So you'll see that in the video premiere tomorrow. You'll have to check back on the channel. The other thing is that Alex Syberia is doing lots of giveaways for this release. So if you join the blog hop that's still going on, there's a chance to win. And if you leave kind comments all along, you'll be entered for your chance to win the entire release give as a giveaway. So definitely leave comments. Tomorrow is the YouTube hop. There, for every comment left, you'll be entered to win a gift certificate. And then on Monday is Instagram hop. And so there's lots and lots of ways to win fabulous giveaways from this release. So here's some other, this is the Sparkly Flake background cover plate. So pretty. I love that. And then this is the striped background. Let me get this out of the way. The striped back, look, I got splatters on it, but that's okay. Striped background cover plate, hot foil. I did it. I made so many. When I start hot foiling, I just create a lot. So I have it ready to go for something else. There's that one. Then you can tell I cut tags out of it. And then I took the negative piece and used my Pink Fresh Studio solid foil plate, and I created these backgrounds. So no foil goes to waste. It's so easy to pop those back on there and create more backgrounds. And then here is the Angel's Bells. Look how beautiful. Came out perfectly the first time. Once again, another splatter, but we would die cut this anyway. So I thought maybe we would use the layered stencils to color this up, or let's see, if I bet my platform is ready, all heated up, we could create some things with the hot foil plates. Here are some sentiments that I already created and I made. So I have these ready to go. But if you want to do some hot foiling, let me know. Let me scroll down. I think I might be missing some chats on here. We'll see. Sometimes I can't tell. I don't know who the last person. I have Stacy telling Diana hi. And I don't know if there's anything else. It's not letting me really scroll. So I can't tell if anybody else is chatting. So let me know. I don't know why it will not let me scroll. Oh, Diana says that's all there is. Okay. Sometimes I'm never sure. So here is the Merry Christmas hot foiled sentiment. And there it's in silver. So what do you guys think? What would you like to see? Do you want to see some hot foiling? Should we use the layered stencils for the Angel's Bells? We could die cut some things. There's so many great dies in this release. What do you think? You guys let me know. And while you are letting me know, I'm going to pop this die back on here. This is my die set. And here is the stamp set. One thing that I like is that it's got so many sentiments with it, and then the extra little pieces. So that's that festive poinsettia stamp set. Here's the extra little foliage set I was talking about. That's the winter foliage. Here are the bows, pretty bows. Here's the Jingle Bell set. I love these Jingle Bells, and I love that it also has foliage with it. Everything you need. Let's move all of this out of the way. One thing I do think I want to show you if we have time is how pretty this layered, this is Be Merry Sentiments die set. And these are actually very pretty layered up. I think I have these on the tags that you saw. So we'll set that aside. And Diana says the Angel's Bells. So we can use this one, which is really pretty with silver. Let's do one. Let's get the hot foiler going because that's always fun. Let me move all of this out of the way. I'm going to lose it all and I'm going to be so upset. Let me get all of this out of the way. Here's the Angel's Bells set. Here's that Sparkly Flakes cover die. The Merry Christmas, and then the stripes. So, and real quick, I want to show you, I did use the Signature Tags die set for my tags. I love that there's two different styles and they're a nice large tag. And then this is also the Nested Scallop Frames die. I purchased these on my own, but I love them so much. I think they'll work for a lot of different things. So I wanted to share those. Okay, let's take a look at this. Let's, just for grins, let's do some Merry Christmas. I want to show you. If you don't use your foiler very often, I'm telling you, you have to get it out, because it never leaves my desk, because it's so easy to use and I love it, and it just creates the most beautiful things. It's not quite ready yet. I'm waiting for this platform ready light to come on, and it should be very soon, because I turned it on about 5 minutes ago. So we're waiting for this green light. So we'll do a quick foiling lesson. Once that platform ready light's on, we can use it. And let's see, I have my little magnetic tweezers that I use. And then I need, let me see. I need the plates that coordinate. I don't know what I did with them. Here we go. Here's the little silicone mat that you can put hot things on. And then here are my plates that I cover it with. Okay. So let's start with the easiest one. We'll use this large Merry Christmas hot foil. This is what it looks like. There's the back. And I'm going to go ahead and pop it on here. I don't think it makes a difference while it's heating up. And you can do it however works for you. I'm going to do it like this. And anybody have a preference on foil color they'd like to use? I don't know if you can see it. Let's put this on. Okay, there I am, looking so beautiful in the morning. Can you see my foil? I have you can't see it all. I have all kinds of foil back here, and it's all ready to go. So you throw out a color and I've probably got it. Probably got it. We could do non-traditional. Ooh, Diana says hot pink. Fantastic. Now I used hot pink. Do we want to use a different color? We could use some gold. I do like brass. I've got copper. Ooh, I've got this matte gold. I'll pull the pink too. There's the hot pink. And any other choices? Ooh, I have this pretty turquoise, light turquoise color. Look at this pretty color. I love that one. Let's get this back here. Isn't that pretty? And then I've got the hot pink. These are all spell binders, hot foil. They work with all of them. Let's set the pink aside, and we'll do the turquoise for right now, since I have, look how pretty it is. I haven't made any with that yet, so I want to see how that comes out. You get some scissors. I try to cut it just about the size of the plate. If you've ever hot foiled, you know, over foiling can be a problem. Sometimes. I didn't have it at all with this one. So we'll see how it goes. Still waiting for the ready light. And while I'm waiting, lots of times I'll just cut a bunch of different colors of foil and have it ready to go. I also like to use, this says 80 pound. This is actually 100 pound hammer mill, smooth cardstock. This is my favorite cardstock for, I have to say, I love Catherine Pooler cardstock just as much. They perform pretty much similarly. I don't know if they're the same thing or not. But this is the Hammer Mill 100 pound. It's great for Copic coloring. I always keep a bunch. I have a little thing on my desk. It's actually like a kitchen organizer bins. And it kind of like it's almost like a letter organizer. And I keep two of my favorite colors, or two of my favorite cardstocks already cut and in packets. This is Strathmore Bristol Smooth. I do a lot of water techniques with it. Keep it in one of, the plastic sleeves like we keep dies and stamps in. And then I also keep, this is always 100 pound. I used to use 80 pound, but now I just buy 100 pound, and that's all I use, because I can use it for Copic coloring. It works great for ink blending. It's perfect for hot foiling. So I keep those right on my desk, and I keep some cut. And then I also keep some card bases in this little thing. Oh, and I also keep this little cheap watercolor pad from Hobby Lobby. It's the perfect size. I think it's 4x6. And these are ready to go for really quick watercolor background things. So I keep these right on my desk, and it makes it easy because I always need something. And I'm not sure. I'm going to pull this out. This should have been heated up already. Sometimes I think it almost gets too hot and it kind of stops. I don't know if everybody's works this way, but if I unplug it for a second and let it sit, and then I plug it back in, it'll say it's ready very quickly. Let me read some comments. I didn't know CP had paper. Yes, she does. And it is fantastic, Diana. It is beautiful, bright, white, super smooth. It's great for Copic coloring. It works great for hot foiling. Like I said, to me, it works just as well as the Hammermill. They're both beautiful papers, and I have a bunch of CP in my closet, and I just need to, pull it out to use it. But like I said, that and the Hammermill, they work great. I bought Hammermill. I know, isn't it fantastic? And sometimes it's harder to find there's like supposedly some paper shortages and things, Stacy. Okay, let's plug this back in and see what happens. I don't know why it was saying it wasn't ready, but sometimes I find that that's it. I need to unplug it and then plug it back in. We're waiting for this light. While we're waiting, let's go ahead and I'm going to cut some more. This is metallic brass, shiny brass. I like this too for a gold. This might be, I was thinking this might be really pretty for the angel's bells to do in more, if you really wanted more traditional colors. I do try to cut this line as straight as possible, especially if I'm going to be using the hinge technique for foiling. This might not be long enough for the angel's bells. I'm not sure. Let's cut another piece. Lots of times this is what I do while I'm waiting. I just cut several pieces of foil so I have them ready to go and I can just have a process going. And then we'll cut one. Oh, I even have red. Look how pretty this red is. If you wanted it to be less noticeable, I think I did a Merry Christmas in red. Let's cut a piece of that. The foil is definitely addicting. You think, ooh, that's pretty. And ooh, that's pretty. Let's do that one. And let's do that one. Let's cut one pink while we're here. Still waiting. Do. Waiting and waiting. We might have to we might have to pivot and do some of our stenciling, ink blending on our angel's bells. And as soon as this stubborn machine finally says it's heated up, we'll jump to that before it overheats. Okay, so I'm going to move this to the side. We can be flexible, right? We'll wait for it and wait for it. Just as I get everything set up, you watch for the angel's bells. It's going to be ready to go. I know. So we're going to set that aside. What colors should we do angel's bells? I'm thinking we should do some traditional colors and see if we like it. Or we could do purples. What do you think? Let me get it back here. Let me find it. Because of course now, I don't know where it is. Here it is. Oh, guess what? The platform's ready. Pivot again. Pivot. Our platform ready lights on. Let's go. Okay. Got my plates ready. Let's put this pretty, see it's there. My plate is about where I want it. I know where I'm putting my cardstock. You always put the shiny side down, so you see the doll part. Let's lay our cardstock right here. And then we have the two plates. We're going to put this kind of more opaque one on the bottom and this on top, and we're going to hit the timer button and it's going to flash until it's ready. Okay, now when it's done, I'm going to put it back here through. Look at my mess. I don't know if you can see, I just keep moving junk out of the way. I'm going to put it through my Spellbinders machine back here. It's my little 6-inch one. And just because that's what I use and I have it ready to go and I know it'll work perfectly with this. So we'll just do like a little production line. We'll make a couple and we'll see how it goes. All right. The timer does not take that long. And the thing is once you make the first one and you start doing that production line, you run that one through and then you set up another one. And because we have all of our foil ready to go, it's super easy. I have my cardstock set and while you're doing one thing, it goes much faster. Okay, our light's solid. It's ready to go. I hold it. I take my left hand. I hold the bottom of the machine with my left hand and then I gently pull straight out with my right one and it's not a big deal. See, that came together. Then I hold it with my thumbs and I just slowly, I don't go back and forth. I find if I go back and forth more than once, it overfoils. And so I find personally, I get the best results if I put it on there. I run it through one time, somewhat slowly, and then I pick these up, take this off, and look, before I'm even ready, it starts, look at that. Now, it does overfoil a little bit because there's so much pressure right there, but when we use the die cut, the large coordinating die, it cuts all that off. How pretty is that? Isn't that beautiful? So I'm not worried about that. If I wanted this on a card without being die cut, I know I'm always going to die cut it out because that's just me and I like lots and lots of dimension and foam. So there's that one. Let's go ahead. We're going to plug it right back in. It's good right there. And I'm going to get the hot pink. We'll put that on there, doll side up. There's my cardstock. I'm waiting for it, but I can still go ahead and add this. It won't hurt anything. Waiting for this. Oh, now it's ready. So see how quickly it goes. Once you get the first one made, timer, there we go. While I'm waiting, I could go ahead and put the die on here. So we could take, this is the large Merry Christmas die. And then see, if you don't want the foiler because you don't have a foil machine, you can create the same look with just this die set. Because you could use metallic, like foiled cardstock and die cut it with a smaller sentiment and then have the background and layer it. You could use colored cardstock, a lighter pink, a darker pink. You know, whatever works for you. And a light, like a pink, and then a red background. And we could do a couple, and so you could see. There's just so many options with this set that you don't even need the foiling unless you love it, right? So you see how this is going to cut out that overfoiling so we have no problems. And you know, you can erase that normally. I have an eraser that I use that works fantastic. Let me reuse these pieces. So I tape this down with my paper tape, and you see our timer's ready to go. So in the same amount of time I was working on this, I've got that ready, and here's the rest of my angel's bells. Let's take this off. Move it over here. Goes through that easy. Take these off. Pick it up carefully. Are you ready? It's like the big reveal. Ready? It's so pretty. Look. Ta-da! I love it. What do you think? Love that. Love it. I'm going to make the brassy gold one, and then we'll be done with this one. Okay, one more. Does anybody want to see? I know we don't have that many people on. Anybody want to see the background plate, the striped background plate? Let's put another piece of paper on here. And yes, are you using a lot of paper? Yes, I like to use a full sheet for this large. And then I know I have plenty of room to die cut it. Don't be stingy, right? We're going to wait for that platform to heat up again. It's going to take just a second. And let's run this one through so you can see what it looks like. And then we'll move on. We might do one of the background cover plate, the stripe, so you can see how pretty it is and how perfectly. And you know, did you know you can hot foil on colored cardstock? Platform's ready. Push the button. You can. And it is, I actually hot foiled on black cardstock the other day. It was so very pretty. So sometimes it can be frustrating because sometimes you'll get the overfoiling because it really works best on super smooth paper. But I have to tell you, I used Gina K, I think it was Gina K black cardstock, and I had no overfoiling. It worked perfectly on the black cardstock. And pink. I think I used pink too. It worked fantastic. See how, watch this, it cuts out any of those little overfoilings that we got. And I tell you what, that'll be pretty. And there's a little piece right here and one right here. There you go. Look. Isn't that, I love that. It's spectacular. Stacy wants to know, what are my favorite black cardstocks? There, did you know, first of all, there's a black watercolor cardstock. There are certain techniques that I will use using like metallic watercolors. So you need that black, and I can get that to you if you're interested in black watercolor. My two favorite, actually I have three favorite blacks. I have the Hero Arts black is my number one favorite. It is a beautiful, nice, heavyweight black cardstock. Gina K's black is fantastic too. I like it. It's a nice black. Hero Arts, I think, gives one of the purest, deepest, darkest blacks, but Gina K is a very close second to that one. I will tell you, for card bases, the heaviest weight black that I have found, and I love it, is the Simon Says stamp heavyweight black cardstock. It is heavier weight than the other two. And bye, Diana. Have fun at Pilates. I'm going to the gym after we're finished here too. I just wanted to jump on. Normally I'm off by like 10:15, so it's perfect time. Those are my three favorite black cardstocks. Okay, so we've got that done, and this one's done. So let's go ahead and pull it off, and then we'll move on. Pull that out. Is it okay that these plates shift when I pull it out? I've never seen that it causes a problem. I don't worry about it. Sometimes they even really slip and slide, and very gently I just put them back, and it doesn't seem to cause a problem. This one pulled off. Look at that. Look how pretty that is. Stunning. Love that one. That's more like a brassy, but it really looks like a shade of gold, I should say. Love that. How pretty is that? So pretty. Okay, and I'm going to take that off. These we could keep, and we could do another foiling with them using the negative, but I'm not going to. The cover plate, let me take this off real quick. We'll do a gold striped background using that cover plate. I have this plugged in, waiting for it to heat up. Let me find it. Here it is. This is the Elegant Stripes hot foil plate. I want you to see it because I don't think you really appreciate it until you use it. So we're going to put that on there while we wait for it to heat up. I kind of put it in the corner. I eyeball, so I know it's about right here where I can put my cardstock, where the foil needs to go, all of that. My platform's ready. I have a piece of that brass foil. I'm going to put it pretty side down. One more sheet of, I think this is a little bit smaller than A2. Since I'm not doing the hinge method, I kind of feel quickly where it's going. Put that down. Put the plates down, and we're going to set the timer. I want you to see how pretty this is. So we've got this for our card. We've got the, you know what? We're going to have to get the hot foil plate for the Angel's Bells because I want that in gold now too. This is kind of, while we're doing this, this is all kind of coming together. So when we're done with the stripes, I want to use this is the Angel's Bells hot foil coordinating plate. Now I want to do it in the gold to coordinate with our sentiment and our stripes. So that's kind of where I'm going with this. We may not get it all together today, but we'll see what we can do. My timer's going. I don't want to lose this, so I'm going to set that aside. And then I need to cut another piece of the foil. Let's see, no, I just used it. For the bells. And then, do I have a bigger piece of the hammer mill? I do not. This is done, but it's okay. I'm going to step away, and I want a bigger piece of cardstock. I want a 5.5 if I can get it. Nope, I've got a 5. That'll be fine, but I'm going to do it by 6 for these bells. And this is the hammer mill again. So this is ready. Let's take this off. This is the striped background cover plate, hot foil. Okay, are you ready? Big reveal. I think we got a good look. Are you ready? Look, it's perfect. Ta-da! It is perfect. Now, I didn't get this edge, so now we've got to do something where we cut that off, or hopefully we can cut it off. But look, and here's the thing, because we've used the hammer mill and it takes inking and everything so well, we could ink blend over this. Ink blending and Copic coloring will not hurt foiling. So you could do all kinds of things with that. So we're going to plug this back in, remove this plate. That's why this magnetic tweezers are great. Now we're putting on our Angel's Bells. We're going to wait for it to heat up. I'm going to put this right here where I can kind of eyeball where everything is. So that I know. And then, where's my sheet? There it is. We're going to put this down because I don't want to lose any of that pretty foiling, right? Right there. Platform's ready. See how quickly it goes once it actually is heated up? There we go. Timer on. And they cool off pretty quickly. Now, this is what I was talking about, the negative foil. We could take this. I have the Pink Fresh Studio solid plate. You could put this plate down, put your foil down like this, put a piece of cardstock on it, and then we'll have a beautiful striped, more of a solid piece. So you use the entire foil. It's fantastic. I'll do that later, probably off screen, because I don't want to waste any of it. So now we've got this for a background. Beautiful. We're doing our Angels Bells hot foil plate. I'm trying to keep things organized so I don't lose them. I'm putting this away for right now. I'm going to put it actually with our hot foil. And then we'll have the stencils once this is done. It's already done. Take this off. Cross your fingers. Sometimes it doesn't come out perfectly and we have to redo it. Am I happy? No. But if it happens, okay. So here's what it looks like. Are you ready? I love the big reveals. Ooh, look. How pretty is that? This is the only overfoiling, and that's going to get cut off anyway because we have the coordinating dies. Can you see? It's stunning. Oh my goodness. We did it perfectly. Yay us, right? Now I can turn this off. I think I'm finished with it. I'm going to leave that plate right there on it to cool off. I'm going to set this aside. And these can all be set aside. Now we've got all of these pieces and parts and components, right? Throw that away. And there's your little easy hot foiling lesson. Super easy. Look at all of our pretty hot foiled components for this Angels Bells. And this is the large Merry Christmas sentiment. We've got that ready to go. We've got the pretty stripes background that will coordinate with our beautiful bells. Okay. So we're going to set all of this aside. And now I have the coordinating layered stencils for the Angels Bells. And here's what else I like. Look at the pretty sentiments. Even if maybe you're not like, you know, this isn't your favorite, like you love the poinsettia or whatever. I get it. I like this too. Once I start playing with it, it's really, really pretty. Half of this great big stamp set are these fantastic sentiments. I love Merry Everything and Happy Always. The magic of Christmas never ends. Christmas isn't a season, it's a feeling. It's the most wonderful time of the year. You have Happy Holidays in script. Let's make some memories this Christmas. Fantastic sentiments. Half of this set is the sentiments. So now let's do these. I know I need to clean my mat. I like to use alcohol, rubbing alcohol, to clean my silicone mat. And a baby wipe, if I have any, I may be out. Sometimes, nope, all out. I'll just use my rag. I was ink blending on it last night, so I know that I need to clean it. A little bit of alcohol, a little bit of even water spritzing because I just used dye-based inks last night. Cleans it perfectly. I hate to use too many baby wipes. dry. Here's what we're doing. Here are my layered stencils. Let's see how this goes. It may not fit perfectly in the corner. So on the layered stencils, there's almost always a guide. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 stencils here. Why do I only have 3? There it is. Here's the 4th one. If you are not familiar with the way Alex does her stencils, there is a number in the upper left-hand corner. You should be able to feel it. That's how you know you're on the right side. And the number's right up there. Some people I know are punching holes, 1 hole for 1, 2 holes for 2, so on and so forth. This is number 3. There's number 2. You can feel it to know you're on the right side. This is number 4. So obviously this is number 1. Number 1 right there. So I am going to, if I put this in the corner of my mat, I can then maneuver my cardstock so that it's very simple the way it lines up. You just have to jigsaw it, right? And once you get it, you'll see it. Very easy stencil to work with. Okay, so this is 1. I want to make sure I have it perfect. There's that one. Let's take a look at this again. So there's 1. And then there's another, this is the greenery that we're working with right here and right here. Okay. So there's 1, and then we're going to move it. We'll have to move our paper down to do the second set of greenery. And then there's a 3rd right here. So let's go with more traditional colors and use greens. Let me pull those. I'm using my Catherine Puller 8 colors, and I'll pull In the Park, Deck the Halls, Mardi Gras, and I can't remember what's the other one that goes with Mardi Gras. Trying to think. It might be. Is it Aquatini? I don't think it's Aquatini. Let's pull our color chart real fast. Give me just a second. Oh, it's just Deck the Halls, Mardi Gras, and In the Park. Okay, it's those 3. So there isn't really a 3rd one in this color combo. Okay, we can add one in if we want. So let's start with In the Park. I have a new Mardi Gras. Let's get this open. Using my teeth, sorry. Okay. I'm going to use my, and see, I messed up my paper just a little bit. You can tape this down if you want. To me, it's one extra step, and my stencil mat kind of grips it, so I'm normally kind of lazy about it. But if you know you're going to move it and you want it to stay absolutely perfect, you can add tape. I'm going to begin with In the Park, my lightest color. I love, love, love my Altenew blending brushes. I'm going to clean it off just a little bit. I just wipe it on a rag, lint-free rag. Load it up. And my stencil mat grips these. So, like, personally, I don't want one more thing. I know a lot of people are using those little things that hold their ink pads. I don't need one more thing on my desk, so I like that this stencil mat grips it and holds it. I didn't put my dogs away, so in their kennel. So if you hear I hear a little one complaining he wants water right now. because the chocolate lab drinks it all and doesn't leave any for anybody else. He thinks he owns it all. So if you hear a dog whining, it's Oscar. So a very light inking, and then a little bit darker, maybe where it would be more shaded at the top. Oh, someone heard his name, the big dog. So here he comes. He said, "Oh, did you want to see me?" There we go. How pretty is that? Super pretty, especially with the golds. I like a lot of light space. Now let's switch and let's give it just a little bit more interest with some Mardi Gras. It's very saturated because it's a brand new pad. So always dab off to know how much ink you have on your blending brush, right? And go in with a soft hand at first until you're really sure what you've got on there. You want to go in little circles, start off the side of the stencil, and then softly blend that ink on. I could even pick up ink from over here that I've got on my mat for what I'm doing. Nice little circles. See that? I did not take it all the way to the end. I might, just for grins, add a hint of Deck the Halls right here. Just for the darkest spots. There we go. Love it. Ready for a big reveal? Ooh, look how pretty. So pretty. So now I'm going to move this down. I'm going to keep it in the corner. That'll help keep it there. I'll move my mat instead of moving anything else. Okay. I'm going to keep my stencil in the corner and now move my paper until I can get it exactly where it needs to go for this bottom stencil. I like that Alex uses all of the space on the stencil so that we can have more layers of pretty shading and stencils on there. So now for these, I'm going to go in within the park first, but I want them to be maybe a little bit darker than the others. So we have more contrast, right? More dimension, more interest. So in the park again, I'm using the same brush I just wiped off the dark. Tap, tap, tap. I still want the tips of the leaves to be pretty light. It doesn't take long and it's real quick. Okay, just a little bit of color. Now go in with Mardi Gras, a little bit heavier hand than we did before. I'll start with these smaller leaves because they'll be darker anyway. Start at the base and go down. Pull the ink down the leaf. Now remember, also with Catherine Puller inks, you're going to have fade back. So you want to actually make it just a hint darker than what you think you want it, because it is going to dry and soften and the color will lighten ever so slightly. So go in with just a little bit darker than what you really think. Now deck the halls. And remember, start at the base where the leaf would be darker till you know how much ink is on that brush. And we've made these much darker, kind of going along the edge for some interest. See that? So these are much darker. Now, while I have my stencil on here, and you have to be kind of careful because if you get on the stencil where you've ink blended a lot, you'll get a lot of extra smearing. But if I go right over where I just ink blended, it kind of cleans up the foil, so it brightens it up and you don't have ink kind of drying there. Let's see. Hi, Mariska. Hi, it is a surprise live. I'm sharing the new Alex Syberia Designs Christmas in July collection. And this is the Angel Bells. And we've already hot foiled. Look how pretty. Oh my goodness. So lovely. So that was stencil 1. I am loving these greens on here. Let's find stencil 2. Here's stencil 2. And put it right in the corner again. And we'll see where this one lines up right here, I think. Let me pull it back. We've got more greens. Let's leave the stencil and move the paper. What's everybody got going on this weekend? Anything? I am going today. Gabe started marching band this week. So I have volunteered to help with dinner tonight. So I have to go serve 100 marching band kids dinner. That'll be fun. I want this to be perfect, so I'm taking my time. So that's what I've got going on. Now let's keep these lighter again. Just because there's a lot of dark going on at the top. This is in the park. And we'll add in just a bit of Mardi Gras. Stacy was a member of marching band. My old Gabe's in marching band. He's a sophomore and he plays trumpet, and we lucked out. Whereas we didn't push the boys, we didn't push Gabe to do the same things. You know, you want each kid to be their own person. But thank goodness, I have to say, his brother marched trumpet and we had bought him a professional trumpet. And thank the maker, Gabe decided to play trumpet in school. And he plays French horn in the regular band. His band director asked him to do that. But in marching band, he plays trumpet. So thank the maker, we didn't have to buy another professional trumpet. And his brother was one of the drum majors for his old high school. They actually were nationally ranked and one of the top in the country. It was fantastic. But we have moved, so now we live in Tennessee, and it's a different band and different program. But oh, Stacy was a saxophone. You know what? My sister Melissa played saxophone, and she was the drum major for her high school too. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Here's what's going on. Okay, we have more shading on leaves. So we have a 4-step process on leaves. So let's leave this in the corner. Now, do you have to do all of these steps? 100% no. You could do this very quickly and not do the extra ink blending that I'm doing and all of that kind of jazz, and it would be beautiful. You do what you want to do. I'm going to do this. Let's do this darker. Let's see. I wonder if these would be darker or lighter. These are actually lighter accents. So I'm thinking, yeah, it's where the leaves curl up if you look at the picture. So I'm going to keep these very light, I think. Going across really quick. I wonder what this little piece is that I see way down here. I'm not sure. We'll have to use those for something else. I'll go back to that because I don't know what those are right now. what I'm looking at are these little, there are little things, let's pick this up and see if I got it. I think so. There's these little things at the bottom, and I'm not sure right now exactly what those are, and we'll come back to them once I figure it out. I bet it's leaves somewhere that we haven't done, and I'll have to figure that one out later. But here's our leaves. Look how pretty. Oh my goodness, I love it. Oh, I bet I know. It's the little stems. That's what those extra little things at the bottom of the stencils are, all of these vines and these little lines. That's what it is. Look. So we need to go in and do those. In all honesty, I don't think I did it on my first card, and that's okay because no one knows, right? So I'll zoom out just a little bit and we'll pull this down. Okay. Now here's what I'm doing. Put the stencil in here, and I should be able, let's see, here we go. It's little tiny, and I'm telling you, no one, if you didn't even do this step, no one else is ever going to know, because like I said, I didn't even notice that I didn't do it on my first card. Seriously. Let's do this one. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Hold on. There's so much detail to this. I didn't even know it was there. Okay, let's do this one in Deck the Halls. We're just going to go for it and see what happens, because I honestly don't know. It's those little tiny things. Yep, it was this stem. No one would ever know if you didn't even do that one, right? And I think there's even more on the next one. But it's detail. Pretty. I love it. Let's clean this up, and I'll quickly... We've already been on for an hour, so I'm not going to finish this on the live. I'll finish it off. We've done the hot foiling. You see how the layers work. Maybe I'll color the rest of the angel's bells and then we'll be done, because like I said, I need to head to the gym too. I know, isn't it pretty, Mariska? I love it too. Seriously, so pretty. Let's now set that one aside. And now we're ready for number 3. And we're going to do traditional colors in the angel's bells. Now, I cleaned this. I don't know why it's still got blue on it. I'm telling you, I rinsed it under water. So let's hope that it's just stained the stencil and it doesn't cross-contaminate my inks. If it does, it'll make it look more purpley, right? I don't want that to happen, but if it does, oh well. I am actually going to put my paper in the corner this time and move my stencil because, nope, I'm pulling everything out. I don't have it in the right place to do that. Now let's see what angel's bells these are. Okay, these are these two. You just have to move it till you figure it out. And I'm going to use some pinks. And so I'm going to use Catherine Pooler pinks. I had used, It's a Girl, Rock and Red, Cranberry. These are the basic pinks. I could use Do-Si-Do Polished and Samba, but we'll use more traditional ones maybe. And then I've got a new party dress. So let's get these opened, or this one. I had some, just so you know, if you use Catherine Pooler inks, Catherine Pooler ink pads they're like my favorite ink, but they are a foam pad, and I think I have a theory. I had some ink pads that had kind of dried out and they deteriorated. And I have to tell you, I think it was maybe I needed to do a better job of keeping them inked. And so the foam ink pad, if it dries out, I think it hardens and it deteriorates a little bit. So you have to keep your ink pads inked and juicy. And so that's my tip today. I really think maybe it comes down to us doing a better job of keeping our ink pads re-inked and don't let them dry out. So there's my public service announcement for the day on how to care for your Catherine Pooler ink pads. Just a note. Okay, it's a girl. You definitely, if you have Catherine Pooler inks, you want to buy the re-inkers because you will need to re-ink more often than you think. So this is It's a Girl, and yes, some of the blue is going to come off. I don't know why. I cleaned it. It's still kind of coming. I'm going to leave these very light. Add in some party dress for shading. Ooh, it's very juicy. So I'm tapping off a lot. Start up here at the top, softly blend down, and it's still going to do a lot. Oh my. I could have another piece of paper to pull some of that ink off, dab off. That's a juicy pad. That's how you know when your other pads were not juicy enough. Right? This is darker than I'd planned, but that's okay. Ta-da! So pretty. Now let's go and do these. Fits perfectly. I'm going to go in because I know there's a lot of ink on this brush still. Very light hand to just use what I've got on here. And now go in darker. Kind of on the sides. Real pretty. And let's add just a hint of cranberry fizz for just a little bit of drama. I'm going to take my lint-free rag and once again kind of burnish off the foil so that the ink isn't sitting on top of it. And it can be real pretty and bright and shiny. Look how pretty those are. Okay, next one. Now, once again, on the bottom, you'll see some dots on here that are probably supposed to go here, like on the stamens and stuff. We'll see if we do those later, okay? Let's do this one, and let's make this one maybe a little bit of a star. And we'll do it darker. Go back. I'm going to pick up some of this party dress that I've already got on my mat. Start off, go on. Just leave those very little tips. And then this is Cranberry Fizz. Controlling where I put the ink. Ta-da! Look how pretty. I like these traditional colors on this one with the gold. Now we've got these little things on the bottom. Let's see where they go. They go in like all these little shaded underside parts. So we want these to be pinks and reds too. let's go in with some party dress. And again, I can use a lot of the ink that I already have and use a heavier hand. Like that. Now, like I said, there are these little extra little dots that you can do with the stamens and stuff, but I have to tell you, I kind of like them. Let's go back and see where it goes. When we do this, it wants to, yes. So what it's doing is, when you have it lined up, it wants you to add just a little bit of color here and there over, like on the little stamen part that hangs down. So I'll show you. We'll go back and do that on some of these. It's right over where the foiling is. So if you didn't have the foiling, I'm assuming it would add a little bit more there. How pretty is that? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. With that gold foil, it's stunning. Real quick, before we go, let's go ahead and die cut this out, because I think part of what makes this these angel bells so pretty is that this die cuts out all of these little details and things on it. So let's get this out of the way before I smudge it. And I want you to see this die cut. It's so pretty. Lots of detail in it. I don't want to get my head in the camera. So today I will finish this card. I'll use the large Merry Christmas hot foil that we did in the gold. I'll use the background stripes that are gold. And I do want to show you something real quick. Don't forget that over hot foiling, just like we did here, you can ink blend over it. So even that large Merry Christmas die that we did, once we die cut it out, you know, there's going to be some white edges. I could ink blend over that in pink, and it would, and then layer it over red cardstock for the background. It would be so pretty. And then there'd be no white space on it. So keep that in mind when you are creating with some of these hot foil pieces. Look how pretty. So pretty. Look, we can put this on an A2 card like this. Look how pretty that'll be. That alone, I may not even use the Merry Christmas on this one because I don't want to cover up these angels bells. Those are gorgeous. Aren't they so pretty? Thank you, Stacy. I love it too. Oh my goodness. They're so, I'm telling you, I don't think I'm going to use this because I don't want to cover up how pretty these are. And I love it with this striped foil plate. There's some beautiful sentiments that I could just cut out the strip and put right down here or over here, and it would be so pretty. Or there's that other layered sentiment set that we could just put a pretty one down here. So many options, but I have to tell you, I do love these traditional colors on these angels bells. They are gorgeous. Okay, you guys, I've been on for an hour and 15 minutes. It's way too long and time for me to go to the gym. Time for you guys to have a great day and a great weekend. Thank you so much. If you missed my Facebook Live last night, we did the festive poinsettia there, so you could go back and rewatch that on YouTube. Please, 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 I would love it if you don't already subscribe. Please subscribe, hit that like button, and it would help me greatly in my channel. So thanks so much for joining me. You guys, I hope to have more YouTube videos in the future. And tomorrow actually is another YouTube, and it will be featuring it'll be featuring this card and your chance to win the Alex Syberia giveaways. So stay tuned tomorrow to come watch that and hop along. Okay, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thanks again. See you later.